I do lots of historical research and I look at lots and lots of photographs. But then I was also looking at contemporary photographs of Russia, rural Russia now. And there's lots of dilapidated, beautiful old wooden buildings that are just falling down.
Bunny knew that I wanted to emphasise the fact that this is a grand old estate, but it's crumbling because it hasn't been cared for. Because they've run out of money.
I'd been looking at all these photographs of Russian houses, wooden houses, and then I found a reference in a magazine of a photo shoot that had been done against a beautiful background of dilapidated wood. And I found out that that was from the historic dockyards at Chatham. So then I rang them up and went down to Chatham and had a look at the dockyards, which are fantastic. And it's exactly like a lot of this. I've sort of taken reference directly from it, the windows and some of the staircase, and just the texture of the wood on the walls is really wonderful.
We talked about the fact that we didn't want to turn it into some sort of grand Baroque palace, but we wanted to show the fact that it was right at, it had grandeur, but it was beginning to fall apart. And I wanted it to be structured out of wood because that's the natural building material in Russia. And she went down to the dockyards and she took photographs and showed me, and it was beautiful. And the wood is all sort of stained and bleached.
It almost looks like it's been burnt and then painted, and then it's got damp and now it's rotted, and so it's got kind of ages of stuff that's been happening to it. And there's something about the quality of the wood with a kind of a lovely old kind of bolt, like a metal bolt on a lovely piece of wood, a hook with a old bit of sash cord or something on it, and a metal bucket, all felt really kind of nice and had lots of resonances of the kind of thing that we were looking at. Then Howard and I talked quite a lot about the architecture of the house and the journeys that people make through the house. So we wanted a kind of a way in through from the exterior hallway into the main body of the house, but then to enable people to have lots of different journeys through the house, so that we imagined that off through that extreme door could be to the kitchen, and then there could be a little ladder up into an upstairs little nursery bedroom room, and then another door off to other bits of the house. The costumes were generally great fun to do because, again, there's so many varied, wonderful characters. For Ranovskaya, for Zoe's costumes, we looked at a lot of Coco Chanel because she has a sort of quite an idiosyncratic sense of style, I think, Ranovskaya. She's been in Paris and she's a little bit bohemian and she likes clothes. I think she really likes clothes, and Zoe loves clothes, so it was very good fun working with her. We did talk about, do we have an orchard and have we got cherry trees? And quite quickly we decided that we didn't want that, and partly that's because when people are referring, they sort of look out and talk about the orchard. And we wanted the audience to be the orchard. And our exterior is much more to do with looking the other way from the house. So instead of looking over the cherry orchard, you're looking at the back of the house that goes down to the river. And so that you see the grasses and the reeds that lead down to the river, which is where Grisha drowned.
It was Bunny's idea to come up with this extraordinary thing where the building splits in half and just becomes this fantastic vista of grasses and it's a very, very beautiful image that transpires in that scene change.
Each of the 4 acts has this incredibly different feel and location to it. We start in nighttime and it's cold. It's spring, but it's snowing outside. Through Act 1, the lighting shifts and we gradually come to dawn, which is wonderful for a designer to try and get some of that quality. I think that the house does feel like another character in the play. It's like an old, wonderful, historical sort of relic of something that was marvellous and in the past and is still wonderful and heartfelt, but is just on its last legs and probably is soon to go. I mean, I think we do feel like, as we hear the chopping at the end of the play, that that's the house coming down as well as the cherry orchard. and it is just a sort of melancholy remembrance of the past.